Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching. This is opinion. This is not necessarily news, although I do have one little bit of news. We're going to begin with what I said Friday night. Let's begin with that before we get to the news. And just worldwide, things are happening, okay? Last night's episode, some of the comments, couple of emails. Let me reinforce before we begin showing things. Let me reinforce. I don't think that things are going to break out everywhere across the country. Okay. I don't think that at all. I think things are going to happen. And I'm going to reinforce that. It may be lone wolves. It may be somebody that has sat there for 6 years and listened to this QAnon stuff, and now they're telling them to be a hero. And by hero, I mean they refer to Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old kid that shot the people in Kenosha, shot 3 people, killed 2 of them, blew the arm off of a third. And George Zimmer is a name you probably easily recognize, that killed Trayvon Martin. The kid wearing a hoodie coming back from 7-Eleven getting a bag of Skittles. And by the way, George Zimmer will sign your bag of Skittles for $20 at many Republican events and at gun shows. So these are the heroes that they're calling to rise up. Some guy, no matter what age, or woman for that matter, no matter what age, had sit there for 6 years and listened to this QAnon crap, and now they're telling them to rise up and be a hero. It is not out of the question things will happen tomorrow, because that indeed was Friday night. And that's not, I'm not a prophet. That wasn't prophecy. That wasn't prediction. That was analysis. I watch what's going on in the white supremacy movement and try to warn people. That's what my shows are. My shows, it's not about clout. It's not about views. It's about warning people. It's Sunday. Noah warned people, they laughed at him. Jonah warned people, they laughed at. Jesus warned people, and they're still laughing at him. I don't expect anything other than the right people will hear what's coming. And what's coming is the bar has been set. This kid Peyton, killed 10 Black people, shot 14 people total. 10 died, 4 in the hospital. He was hunting Black people. The bar has been set. It's at 10. The next person, they see this, oh man, look at all the attention this guy's getting with 10. I'm going for 20. Or, hey, if one guy got 10, how many can 5 of us get? That is what has been unleashed. And what I've been telling people for a long time is coming. It's been a plan for decades. It's called RAHOWA, R-A-H-O-W-A. R-A is short for racial, H-O is holy, W-A is war. They have perverted Christianity into a place where they believe that it is their mission to make America a white, male-dominated society, as it has been from the founding. It was founded that way and was never corrected, despite numerous key forks in the road historically where it could have been. We can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about any of that. All we can do now
is from here forward. And this is why Grandmaster Jay, in my opinion, was such a key factor and is such a key factor. There were those that immediately started trying to destroy the NFAC and Grandmaster Jay. And many of those were within the communities of color. Now that's a whole separate issue, a whole nother episode, but it happened and it still happened. There's still the whole thing, okay? People, my friends in communities of color, you missed one really key thing about Grandmaster Jay and about the NFAC. One critical thing that you missed through the whole thing, all the tearing down, all the blind support, because they're, you know, both, let's identify both sides. There were those that support blindly. There were those that tore down because they weren't part of it. Okay, it wasn't their idea. So it can't be a good idea if it's not my idea. That's how a lot of people think, no matter what melanated conditions our skins are in, how we are born, there are those regardless that think if it's not my idea, it can't be a good idea. And they're very vocal about it. The ideas that Grandmaster Jay, see, there are two ways to lead, all right? There's leading by inspiration and there's leading by intimidation. And you can see it pretty clearly especially in current politics, the people that are trying to intimidate and the people that are trying to inspire. Grandmaster Jay utilized both of those, okay? And here's the key thing that a lot of people in the communities of color missed. Grandmaster Jay inspired the Black community. That I think that is a given. He intimidated the white community. And the Black community, the communities of color, I don't think they saw that the power, okay? And there are those that are Grandmaster Jay did nothing. He did nothing, paraded around, LARPing, all this and that. Grandmaster Jay did a lot. The NFAC did a lot. What do I mean? Ahmaud Arbery, they showed up. They showed up at Stone Mountain as well. Breonna Taylor, they showed up in Louisville. When there was a killing in Louisiana, when the congressman threatened Grandmaster Jay in Louisiana, they showed up. If Grandmaster Jay was not still suppressed, they would be planning to show up in Buffalo, New York. Legally, all right, doing everything by the book, because he was able to intimidate without uncontrolled violence. All right. Now, the white supremacist movement, their intimidation comes through uncontrolled violence. Create a problem, blame somebody else for the problem, then become a victim, okay? Trump, Carson, Tucker Carlson, the number 3 person in the United States Congress are all wrapped up in this concept of white replacement, that there's some evil force trying to replace the white people with Black people and brown people, when the reality is Black people and brown people just want equality. They just want a level playing field. They're not trying to replace anybody. The Black communities don't run into white communities and kill people. That's not who they are. Not that, not that it wouldn't be justified after everything they've been through, but that's not who they are. That is how they are portrayed inside the white supremacist movement to justify white supremacist actions. Last night, I listened to 4 very smart, very strong Black men talk. And the anger is more than justifiable. But they missed a couple of key things. they identified that there are white supremacists running for office. There are white supremacists in office. But instead of going, we need to work against that. We need to put our own people up for office. We need to vote to make sure white supremacists aren't in office. They say, we're not going to vote. Okay. It keeps communities in a circle, like a boat with the rudder broken, that all it does is just turn in a circle. It never advances. There'll be people pissed off at me for saying all this. It's not about clout, not about popularity. It's about saying what needs to be said for those that need to hear it. It's what it's always been about on this show. It's what it's always been about. And while I'm on Grandmaster Jay, I've never met him. I've never spoken to him on the phone. Closest thing we ever had to communication other than through proxies has been, he left a comment on one of my videos way back. It had to do with a guy that turned out to be, anyway, that's not what any of this is about. This is about here going forward. All right. The call has been put out. There's no doubt about that. We showed that. The return of the MAGA king. I told you that is their green light. Whether, whether mainstream, whether to the general public, they don't follow all of this. I've been following all this. That was their green light. And now the green light, the first action has been taken, and they are pumped, waiting and cheering and pushing for more. This was the catalyst. This is what we talked about Friday. This was the catalyst. It's just going to spiral from here. And just to show you that it is ongoing, let me share something with you real quick. Just to show you that it is ongoing. This is something you probably haven't even heard about. In Dallas, they've been targeting 3 Asian-owned businesses. Shootings April 2nd, May 10th, and May 11th. 3 Korean women were shot. Same suspect in a maroon-colored minivan, not robberies. Suspect is not yet caught. Dallas salon owner believes shooting's a hate crime. A day after saying that hate wasn't a factor in the shooting that injured 3 Korean women, Dallas police are now investigating it as, guess what? A hate crime. When I said the other day that no matter if you're going to protest, if you're going to be out protesting, keep your head on a swivel, blah, blah, blah. And I said, even if you're not out protesting, no matter where you're at, Saturday is going to be a dangerous day because they're unleashing these people. It's going to be dangerous from here on out because the people have been unleashed and they have no control over them. They're just pushing them. They don't know their names. They don't care about them. They just want their actions. And that's incredibly dangerous for all of us that aren't in that movement. And especially for those that aren't a white male. Anybody that's not a white male. And if you're a white male not in the movement, yeah, we're in danger. But it's the communities of color that concern me the most because they are in the most danger. And a lot of them aren't even aware of it. A lot of them aren't even aware of it. So if you, this is one that you may want to share. This is one you may want to let other people hear this, to at least have something to think about. Okay. The Black community, I love you. I got dear friends in the Black community. I know not all, I'm not naive is the word I'm looking for. I know that there are there are probably people watching this right now going, man, I wish I could kill you just because you're white. And I don't like that, but I understand that. There are people watching this that all white people think like this kid. It's not true, but I understand you feeling that way because of the emotions of this situation, and it's not going to get any better. It's not, and I said this the other night, it's not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen every single day, but it's going to get worse each time because there's a bar now. There's a goal as horrific. For their glory, I got to beat Peyton. And then I got to beat whoever beats Peyton. That's the mindset. And it's scary, but it's real. And the Bible tells us, be not afraid, but be aware. Be not afraid, but be aware. So if you want to stay aware, subscribe to the channel. Okay. If you want to stay aware, subscribe to the channel, because you know I'm constantly monitoring all this stuff and letting you know what I know. I've done it. I did it. We did it on before January 6th. We started back in October of 2019, telling people January 6th was coming because I had the leaked information from the Oath Keepers. It's not about leaking information. They're almost totally out in the open about everything now. Most of them don't even have assumed names on the chats anymore. They're using their real names. That's how emboldened this has become. RAHOWA, RAHOWA, RAHOWA. It goes back decades in many of the extremist all-white churches. The idea of a racial holy war, RAHOWA. They're probably not going to use that term. They might, but it's what they're wanting. That's their idea of making America great again. My idea of making America great: acceptance, tolerance, trying to understand, progress, peace, working for all. It's a dream, and it's an incredibly distant dream at the moment, but that's what America was supposed to be in my eyes. And that's not what America is. We're in incredible distress. I put the flag back up upside down because the country's in distress. And I know there are those of you watching us in the Black community that flag means absolutely nothing to you anymore. I totally understand that. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish you would have, at the beginning of the George Floyd thing, I wish every Black person would have carried an American flag, because of the intimidation factor that would have created by saying, this is my country. This is my country too. And this is unacceptable. Now, we're past that. The question is, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? The NFAC has been subdued, all right? Maybe that's a good thing at this time, because my advice, and you know, I've said this before, my advice to members of the Black community, strong male members of the Black community: stay at your homes, stay in your communities, build within your community. I'm going to end with this. There is no need to go out looking for trouble when trouble is going to come to you soon enough. There's no need to go out looking for trouble when trouble could be coming to you soon enough. Prepare for that. That's my advice. I'll be back soon. I love y'all. Thank you very much for listening to this. Again, leave comments if you think people need to hear this. Leaders in the Black community, step up. It's time you stepped up. Be an inspiration to your people, to all people, because there are those of us in the white community that respect the heck out of the leaders in the Black community, that understood what Martin Luther King was trying to do, what Malcolm X was trying to do, what Fred Hampton was trying to do, what Grandmaster Jay was trying to do. Don't keep going in a circle. And don't hate everybody else. Focus your hate where it goes and where it's deserved. If you have hate. The thing is, most people in the Black community really don't truly have hate, and that's a great thing. And I admire you and I respect you for that. And it shows you how much better you are as people than many people in the white community that just strive to hate. I love you all. Thank you for watching.